Hello everyone, this is Mundan Nagavan. In today's video we are going to see array reference data type in JavaScript. Arrays are very similar to the objects, but whereas it will be having the index based system, which means that you can create the array and you can access the array by using the indexes. Indexes start from 0 and we will be using the square brackets in case of arrays. Now we can see what are the different ways we can create the arrays. And another point to be noted here is arrays can have the duplicates. For example, in line number 2 you can see date languages will be the variable pointing to the array. So here you can see JavaScript, Python, Java, and here again I am having the Python. So which means that arrays will allow the duplicates. And next one, you can create the array by using the array constructor, whereas either you will be passing the list of elements to be inserted in your array, or you can pass the length of the array. In simple, if you pass only one element, it will be creating the array with the length of that element. If you are passing multiple elements, then you will be having the list of that elements inside your array. If you are giving only empty square brackets, it will create array but with 0 element. So after that you need to insert the objects inside your, or insert your elements inside your array. Now let's print this and see what are the output we are getting. So here clearly you can see the same array, and array will be having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you are giving only one element, which will be considered as the length of the array, will be having the 4 empty items, because we have not given the elements details, we have given only the length of the array. And last one we have given only the square bracket, so it will be creating only the empty array. If you see the length of the same things, because every array will be having the property called length, which will be giving the total length of the array. It will be the property, not the method or function. Here you can see the first one has the 4 element, which are JavaScript, Python, Java, Python, and second one has the 5 element, and the third one has the 4 empty items, but even though it is an empty item, it will be considered as a element. So that's the reason you are seeing the length of 4. And after that last one has the only square bracket, so you can see the length of the array is 0. Next one, accessing via indexes and length property. Let's say if you want to access the first element of the array, you can directly use the index of 0, which means that the indexes will start from 0. Let's say if you want to access the last element, so you know that the length of the property, or let's say the length property of the array, will be giving the total length of the array. In order to access the last element, it will be the particular array dot length minus 1. If you pass that value as the index, you will be getting the last element of the array. So in this case you will be getting JavaScript and Python as the output. Yes, as we did, we are getting the same. Next one, adding element at the end of the array, so which means that you will be using the push method. So push will just add into the end of the array, whereas start, it will be the unshift. So let's say at the end we need to add the Kotlin, and at the start we need to add the C hash. In order to add at the start, we will be using the unshift method. Here you can see C hash has been added at the start and Kotlin has been added at the end. The pop will removing the element from the end, and whereas the shift will be removing from the start, which means that the pop will remove the Python at the end and shift will be removing the JavaScript from the start. So at last you will be having only the Python and Java in the output. Yes. Why? Because after removing at the end, you will be having only JavaScript, Python, Java. Then you are executing the shift method, which will be removing the first element from the array. So it will be removing the JavaScript. Then you will be having only Python and Java. So this way you can remove or add elements at the start or end. But what about accessing the elements or removing the elements from the middle or somewhere based on the index value? In order to get the index value, you will be using the index of method. Let's say you know the value or you know the object, but you need to know where is the index or what is the index about that element. So for that you can use the find index of element. Let's say here we are going to discuss some different points as well. For example, let's say you are giving the element which has the duplicate value inside your array. In that case, what will be the index will be returned. Let's say if you are giving the value which is not at all present in your array, then what will be the output for your index of method. In simple, the particular array what you want to access, the array dot index of and the value to be searched. So for this particular value, the index will be returned. Here you can see the Python is present in the index 1, which means that it will be giving the first position or first occurrence of the given value. So that's the reason you are getting 0 is JavaScript and 1 is Python, you are getting the index as 1. Whereas if you are giving the value which is not at all present, so it will be giving the -1, which means that the given value is not present in your array. Next one, splice method. So now we have known that how to create the or how to get the index by using the index of method, right? So let's say you know the index value, then from that index you need to either remove the particular index value or from that index you need to remove a number of elements from that index. In simple, for example, let's say I have the splice method where you can remove a single or multiple elements if you know the index. The first one you will be giving in the splice method will be which position you need to remove, and second one you will be giving how many items from that index you need to remove. In this example, let's say carrot, beetroot, onion, cucumber, beans, brinjal. So before slicing I am just having the wedge value or let's say the array, and after that I am giving the starting position or let's say the index position where I need to delete. So 2 will be the 0, 1, 2, onion will be the first value. If I don't give any value further that, then it will be deleting all the things. Or let's say if I am giving something, let's say 2, that means that it will be deleting those many items from that index. For example, onion, then cucumber. Then after slicing you can have the value. So let's try this one more time here. Here you can see carrot, beetroot. So onion and cucumber has been removed, because I have given the index position 2, which will be starting at onion, and from that I need to totally remove 2 items. So onion, cucumber will be the 2 items has been removed. Let us see if I don't give anything, if I am giving only the index position where I need to remove. So what would be the output? So that means that if you are giving only the index value, from that index everything will be removed. So that means that the default value for the second parameter will be the length of the array or the last element of the array. Okay, fine. The next one will be the sort method. So sort method is very useful because if you want to sort the elements for the given array, you can use the sort method. But there is one trick here. The sort method will be mostly useful in the string, but in case of let's say the numeric value, it may not be working properly. So we will understand how it is. Let's say we have the same wedge array. So let me create freshly. So let wedges, and we will be having the different things and we will sort it. It will be perfectly working for the string type of things because it will be just sorting based on the ascending order of the alphabetical order. Whereas if you are giving the numerical, so this will be asserting in a different way because it will be considered each item as a string. That means that 1 and 100 will be in the same order because both will start with 1. If you just sort as it is, it will be giving the different result. But in order to sort, there is an indirect way where you can pass the function. However, we have not seen the function, but you can do that by using the function. But as of now, you can consider the numerical array, or let's say the numeric values of the array will not be sorted properly in case if you are using the sort method. You need to use the special function. Once we have seen the function and other things, that we can discuss again in the sort method or callback functions altogether. But as of now, you can consider the output here. So let me go to the console and execute. Here you can see the initial one. I think I have not seen. Okay, carrot, beans. Okay, before I have not print. Okay, fine, I have displayed 2 times. Why? Because there is another point to be noted. Why? So let's say if you are applying the sort over any array, will it impact the actual array, or it will create the copy of that array and it will sort it? So in order to understand this one, I have just printed, after sorting I have printed the original array. So that means that both output are same. That means that the sort method actually mutate, or let's say change the actual original array. So that's the reason even applying the after sort method, you are seeing the very original array, it will be having the sorted values. And second one, you can see if you are simply applying the sort method over the numerical array, you can see 3 and 33 in the same order. That means that it will be considering just like a string values. So both has the 3 at the starting value, and you can see even 2 and 20 you can see in the same order. But we have seen here a special sort function by using the callback function, which means that we can give some function which will decide which order should be taken into the sort. So that we will see in case of function session. Now as of now you can see it will be sorting properly. If you try to understand simply, so it will be getting the 2 values, it will check which one, let's say a minus b. So a minus b, if it is a positive, you will be getting the true value. If it is a negative, you will be getting the false value. Based on that, it will be sorting that. No worries, we will see in the function session again. So next one. So what is the type of arrays? It will be array, right? But if you use the type of that particular array, you will be getting object as the output, because in the starting you might have remember we have discussed that arrays are nothing but a special type of objects, whereas keys will be only the numeric types, indexes. So that's the reason you will be seeing type of the particular array will be object. But in order to understand whether it is the array or not, you can use the instance of keyword. The instance of keyword will be specially used for the classes. Let's say if the object is the type of a specific class, you will be getting true, otherwise you will be getting the false. Let's say in latest ECMA scripts, you will be having the array.isArray method. If you pass that object or element, if it is the type of array, it will be giving the true value. So these are the 3 ways you can see whether it can be array or not. But the first way, you cannot identify whether it's array or not, because you will be getting the object. So since we don't have languages here, let me copy that one. Control the screen, enter. Here you can see, so it will be the object, and it will be the true, and it will be the true. That means that it is the instance of array. Next one, slice method. The slice and let's say the splice method looks similar, because it is almost like a pronunciation will be same. But whereas splice will be used to delete the elements, or delete from the specific index to the specific number of elements, whereas slice will be just like getting a specific part of the, it's like a bread, you can slice it anywhere and you can take the part. But here the trick is the slice will be creating the copy of the array, which means that when you make the, let's say, slice, you will be making the slice, and the slice will be considered as a new copy of that array. The original array will not be impacted, whereas we have seen sort method will just change the sorting order even in the original array, but here it will be creating the copy. And one more point here is you can use the negative values for the arrays, or just the starting and indexes when you give the slice method. Now we'll go through this. So let me create a variable called veg, and it will be having the, as usual, carrot, beetroot, onion, cucumber, beans, brinjal. And if I am giving just a veg.slice 1, 4, that means that it will be the starting position and n minus 1, or it will be excluding the end value. That means that 1, 2, 3 it will be giving, which means that beetroot, onion, cucumber and beans 1, 2, 3. Sorry, only cucumber, till cucumber 1, 2, 3. And we can give the negative indexes, but the problem here is you cannot consider the flow also from the negative side, which means that right to left. It will be always from the left to right. As you know that the very last element will be considered as the -1. For example, brinjal will be the -1, beans will be the -2, and cucumber will be the -3, and onion will be the -4. Let's say I am starting from the -4, it will be the onion. And as you know that the last value will be ignored, or it will be like a n-1. If we consider n-1, so -2 of -1, it will be the -3, little mathematical, but however it will be getting the clear idea what we are doing. So that means that -4 to -3. You know that now -4, let's say it will be starting from the -4, right? So you can consider this one, -1, -2, -3, -4, onion will be the starting point, and we have calculated that -3, so it will be the -1, -2, -3. So only the onion and cucumber will be taken into the consideration. But some scenarios you will be using the slice method with the negative values, but it is better to know about the negative instances, as the negative values can be given for the starting and ending positions. Now you can see here what are the slice after that and what are the different slices. But you can see at the end, after slicing with the positive or negative values as well, you will be getting the original array without changing any of the elements. So save this code and let me clear the screen. Here you can clearly see. So before slicing, carrot, beetroot, onion, cucumber, beans, brinjal. After slicing also you will be having the same value, which means that it makes the copy. If you want to save it, you can save it. That's the reason we have saved into the variable called filtered wedge and filtered wedge negative. And if you print that one, so you can see it starts from 1, beetroot, onion, cucumber, because n will be excluded. So 1, 2, 3. The same way for the -4 and -2. As we discussed, it will be the onion and cucumber. Again, we need to remember that slice is only to get the copy from specific index to specific index, whereas splice is to delete the elements from the specific index to entire array, or it can be the specific index to the specific elements of array from that index. Now the last one, so we are going to see what are the different elements that array can have. For example, let me create the hybrid array. It will be having the different primitive values, objects, arrays, even a function itself. For just to understand, I have included the function here, but you don't need to worry about the function. So instead of console.log, I will just return that. So it will be very easy to see. But we will be seeing the detailed session on the functions later point. But my point here is arrays can have primitive, other array itself, or it can have the objects, it can have the functions. Let's say after creating this array, you can access each element. For example, let's say you know how to access the array elements if it's a very primitive value by using the symbol index. Let's say I am accessing the array of array, which means that I want to access the 3 in this case. So you can see here 0, 1, 2. It is the second element which will be having another array. In that my index will be the 1 for 3. So 2 and 1 followed by the multi-level of array index. And after that the second one, or let's say the third element will be the object. In object you will be using the key value, right? So I am accessing the key of A. So that's the reason I am giving the 3 followed by the key of A. And the last element will be the simple function. So I am calling that function because the function itself the object here. I am calling, in order to call the function you will be using the square bracket, the parenthesis. If it has any parameters to be passed, you will pass it, but we have not any parameters here, so just we are calling the function itself. So let me save this and execute. Clear. So there is some token is missing. Hybrid array, okay, fine. Function, okay, starting and ending. Okay, sorry, I should be removing this one. Okay, fine, return welcome. Clear the screen. Here you can see. So which means that we can successfully access the array of array, which is 3 in our case, and 100 array of object. So that means that inside the array one particular element is the object. Even we can access by using the key, which is nothing but A in our case, and we can call the function, it is the part of the array. So we have just a welcome message from that particular function. So this way we can understand arrays can have the primitives, even other array, and it can have the object, it can have the functions itself. So we have seen the different points about the array. So this is about the very basic on the arrays, even though we have a lot of other methods inside the array classes, but this will be the entry point for any type of array inside the JavaScript. So thanks for watching and have a great day.